So essentially, I'm meeting with my regional manager, which him and I are like whatever. And I'm meeting with him and another manager from another store. And he's like, well, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page because this other store manager has been borrowing managers from my store for the past like 3 or 4 months.
Right.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to have me take care of 2 stores.
Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, all right, you got like 30 minutes or whatever. We're just going to go live and we'll just talk. We'll keep it going as long as we can.
For sure.
Cool.
There's all different sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah. I'll do a little intro and then we'll get right into it. Welcome to the Lucky Ocean podcast, where we take random breaks, but we're back. We're back, baby. I came back from a wedding. That's why we were gone last week. We have Stag Alliance. They're going to be on next week.
Bro, go lay down.
And then we got, I think that's all I have lined up at the moment, but Stag's been working on some stuff. They got a new song on Spotify they told me about. I think they're building more of their lore. So they have like another book coming out and stuff like that. So we'll get them on. I know they wanted to come on at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Right now it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So next week will likely be 2 hours after our normal scheduled time.
That's my bad. I muted the volume.
And then unmuted to yell.
Not the mic.
Oh, I see.
That's my dog. My dog's super annoying. I don't know if you know. God damn, there she is again, clacking, dude.
You're good, bro. I think we're all so used to it. It's just, like static in the background.
Bro, seriously, go lay down.
My dog's the same way. My dog, like any sort of noise, because she's gotten older, she'll just bark. And then she'll like realize it's stupid and she'll feel bad. And we're like we're not mad at you really, but like, bruh.
Dude, this dog's acting neurotic right now. I don't know why. So dumb.
Dude,
but how was the wedding?
The wedding was cool. This I was telling you earlier, this was the first wedding that I feel like I was able to make my own decisions at, as far as like family. Because I went to a wedding, I think last year, I told you all about it too. That was my friend's wedding, and that was the first friend wedding I went to. And that felt really cool too. But the other wedding I went to is when I was much younger, in my family's on my family side, on my dad's side. And it was just a miserable wedding. I was really young. I had no idea what was going on. Everybody was drunk. So like they could kind of figure it out. Right. But it was in Massachusetts, but it was hot, man. It was so hot. And we were just sweating the entire time. It was miserable. And this time was like, it was so much better. It was my cool cousin, the cousin who's she's a liberal and she shit talks me sometimes, but like, we're still cool with each other at the end of the day, right? Like it is frustrating and it is rude as hell, some of the things she says, but like, I'm still cool with her no matter what. And it was her wedding. And so it was like really nonchalant, like on the schedule list that you kind of get when you walk into a wedding. It's like, we're going to have food and then the reception and then, dance. And then, it kind of like lays out the night. And there was just like no times. It was just like when you hear the music, we party, then we drink, reception, drink more. It was just super, super chill. It was awesome.
That's the best. That's the best weddings where it's just like, where it's not taken too seriously. Because I've definitely been on both sides of that, to where everything was very structured out, and it was not great. It wasn't fun. It's like almost like you weren't supposed to have fun. So by the time everybody's like, hey, hit the dance floor, like nobody wants to go in there because it's too stuffy. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like right. I went with one of my friends to a wedding or whatever, and like it was pure chaos, and they didn't even have to tell us to get on the dance floor. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just it's like a lot less formal. I think what happened with my dog, if we're being real. So I picked up a bunch of these tomato plants. We garden, right?
Yeah.
So I got tomatoes, green peppers, all this other stuff, right? And some of the tomatoes were old. I don't know if tomatoes can like ferment, but maybe my dog ate some of the tomatoes and is now drunk as shit, or
I mean, I think they can definitely ferment. I don't know how long it would take though.
It's not feeling. I can almost guarantee, based on how she's reacting, she's not feeling very good.
Damn. Well, I guess you could just give her some water, maybe a little bit of bread, and just hope for the best.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. On the way home, I flew home Sunday, and over the weekend in Georgia, there was a big storm. There was that hurricane on the East
Yeah.
Coast, right? And I think in North Carolina, South Carolina, the Carolinas in general, they got messed up. I think they're still flooded in certain areas. It's pretty bad.
Right.
But Georgia really didn't experience anything too crazy, or at least my area didn't. So that was pretty cool. And on the way home Sunday, though, I thought it was interesting because I flew Delta, but then I had to fly Spirit on the way back because it was like $100 cheaper, $150 cheaper, something like that. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Right. And then I changed my mind too. I'm always flying Delta now, no matter what.
You took Spirit one time.
I've taken Spirit 3 to 4 times. All right.
Oh my God.
But anyway.
Poor soul.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you get about 30 minutes from your landing destination, they tell you have to open up your window. And I was like, it's really bright, man. There's a lot of people sleeping, including myself. I can sleep almost anywhere. So like if it's uncomfortable or something that's not fun, I can default to just go to sleep. Right. But like if you have the window open, it's really bright. You can't. Anyways, we open up the window and we see billowing smoke, like just smoke everywhere. And I was like, and it wasn't from the plane. It was from down below. Yeah. I guess I could have started that a little
Jesus,
nicer.
I was like, good God.
But there was smoke billowing out, right? And my brother kind of looks over, he sees it because I'm window seat, so I can see better. He kind of looks over me and he's like, oh damn, that's a lot of pollution. And I was like, no, man. That is like beyond pollution. That is an explosion. Like there is something bad happened. And we're like, I'm just staring at it. And I'm like, I don't know. And I got the new phone from him. I got the S24 Ultra. I don't know if I told you guys this, but my brother won it in a competition. So now I have the newest phone on the market, which is pretty cool because I've never had the newest phone. And it can zoom in really far. So I was trying to zoom in and like see if I could see anything. And that's when the plane started like tailing away and I couldn't get any photos or anything. It was kind of frustrating. But once we started going down, my brother's phone, he has an iPhone connected, and it immediately showed him all the Amber Alerts from the explosion. And there was a chemical explosion in Georgia.
Yes.
And I guess that's what we saw coming in. And I don't know how bad it is. In my area, they haven't said like you have to stay inside or, the air quality is bad. But I think in certain areas, like you're not allowed, or I don't know if you're allowed to go outside, but you should not go outside. It's bad. Right. And it's been like that since Sunday, and I think it's still ongoing. So
yes. So I was wondering during this whole hurricane thing, because I know Georgia's down south, and I knew if places like Tennessee and North Carolina were getting hit, I was like, shit, I wonder if you got hit with anything. So it seems like you didn't in your area.
Right. Yeah. I came home. Everything was fine. We had somebody watching our dogs. Like I was kind of worried about everything. I was even worried about the valet. I was like, hey guys, like you don't have shelter out there. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but just don't feel afraid to like do what's best for you. If the managers say something that you believe is crazy, like I'm not there to help you. Like just do what you think is right. But I guess everything was fine.
It's crazy because I'm in Indiana and we had like 70-mile-per-hour winds up here because of that thing.
Yeah.
So
even in Mass, we were getting some rain, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
And it's a legal state in Mass too, which made the wedding even more fun.
Yes.
So
right.
At one point, because even though it's legal, like you don't know what everybody is into, right? Especially not your wedding. So it was a wedding at a apple orchard. And so we went like walking through the orchard and just like smoking a joint, just to like, be chill and like not bother anybody. And when we came back, they were doing something. Maybe this isn't super unique to their wedding, but maybe it is because I've only been to a few. But they did what they call like a photo bomb, where is that like a normal thing for a wedding?
I've heard of them. Yes.
Okay. So the two bride and groom, they sit down, and then you have family and friends who go either behind them in front, and they photo bomb the picture, like on purpose though, right? So that everybody gets their own unique photo bomb. And me and my brother just being blazed. We were just like, all right, we got some cool ideas. Like, let's go up there. And so we went up there, and I took a lighter that I took from my uncle, and he was like, I can't get it to work. You can have it. And I was like, okay. And it just had all you had to do is twist the bottom to get the lighter fluid to come out, and it would work. Right. But he was probably just drunk or something. Like he couldn't figure it out. So I just took it, and it was just like a full flame. It was
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so I took that out and I pretended to spark a blunt like with this giant flame in the picture. I thought that one was pretty funny. And then my brother did the kind of like at the Grammys or something, some sort of event where you'd like kind of like hold up the phone,
Yeah.
you know, and like look at. He did that, and while he was doing that, I took out my phone and stood like in front of them and just like pretended to like look at my phone or
You
something.
were doing nothing. Yeah.
And just like actually photobomb them. But it was fun. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's good. You got to see your family, and that's always a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. You got to choose who you hang out with.
What do you mean?
When you're at these things? You're like an adult now, so it's not like your mom and dad ushering you around. You have to say hi to everybody. You just kind of pick and choose who you want to hang out with.
Yeah, it was cool. Like everybody was cool. I talked to probably a little bit of everybody, but at some point, once the dancing starts, and it's just like half the people go up to dance and half the people kind of stay back. And also the worst part was I had to wake up at 5 a.m. the next day to be in the airport for 6 because that's when my parents' flight was. It was like at 7 or something. So they had to go through, all that shit. But my flight wasn't until 4. So I had to be in the airport from 6 a.m. until we landed in Atlanta at 7 p.m.
Okay.
So I knew that going into the wedding, and I just didn't drink. I only smoked a little bit. Like I just felt tired. I was just thinking about the next day. I couldn't really get into it. And she was like, "You need to get up and I felt like a little bad, but I was like, "You don't know the situation. You're wasted." But like, I'll do a little dance with you. I'll dance a little bit.
Yeah.
But
What's up, Fadi?
Cool. What's going on, Fadi?
But anyway, so that's cool. Did you bring anything back with you?
I brought one thing back. It was because we rolled like 7 J's, and I wasn't gonna smoke anything, but my friend was there, and he was like, "Hey, I got you some stuff," and I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna waste it."
Obviously not.
So I didn't realize the day we were leaving, we had one more joint left. So I was like, "I'll just throw it in the suitcase, and it'll be all good." So that was all I had. But dude, some crazy things we got going on right now. The strike right now in the ports.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Like
I didn't even know it was a thing really until just this last week.
Yeah.
I guess they've been negotiating since June.
When it got brought up, because I watched my stock dude, he was talking about it like, yeah, it's going to come up, tomorrow. And this was, I believe, Monday that he made that. So yesterday is when they officially struck.
Yeah.
Struck.
Stroked.
No, but yeah.
It's not that fun.
But then they were instantly contacted like, hey, we're going to work on a deal. And I guess that deal completely fell through, which I guess you probably could have predicted that. Right. So we'll have to see where it goes. I actually just used ChatGPT before coming on the podcast for the first time in forever to ask, how does the S&P 500 perform during or after a port strike specifically? And It gave me details from 2002, their port strike, or maybe it was 2003, something like that. 97 and 2023, there was a port strike, which I didn't know about. Maybe the dates are wrong on that one. Maybe it's referring to this year instead, because there were some similarities, but then again, it did say California. Anyways, all in all, it doesn't really affect us too much. And I don't know if that's because the deals were handled fast, or if it's just because global economics just aren't tied that heavily to, I guess, half of the employers or employees not coming in for a few weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it seems like it shouldn't really affect us too much. And if we go to a chart, we can see that it's not at the moment anyways. Yeah. And China is also stimulating their economy like a motherfucker, if you didn't know that. China released stimulus for people with 2 or more children. They released other stimulus for, I believe, purchasing homes. They reduced home rates. They're trying to fix their what is it? Not retail. It is retail, but I don't know. Home retail, whatever it's called. Why can't real estate. Jeez.
With like the real
Yeah,
estate.
they're trying to fix the real estate because, they made all those buildings and now they're going to waste. So if you look at anything China related, it's going crazy. Let me share. Here's the S&P, and we can see the port strike started yesterday and we were at new highs, and now we're just down a little bit. Wouldn't surprise me to
I
come back
wonder
in
if
a
that's
little.
to offset us not taking in goods from them. Right? So give the people money because they can't ship as much goods. And then people spend the money to help stimulate the economy to offset the goods not being sold here.
Well, one of the issues with this is that there's not a lot of faith in China. And on top of that, the Chinese people in general usually save more money, or they do save more money than most other countries. And it's something like, my friend was telling me it was close to 50%. And I was like, you're ridiculous. That's dumb. And I looked it up on Google, and it was between 25 and 50% is how much Chinese people save on average.
That's kind of nuts,
Yeah. A lot more than the United States.
Oh, 100%.
We do not save worth a damn. We might
Bro,
invest
we
a
live
lot,
paycheck to paycheck.
a
Some
lot of
people,
us.
I think it was a staggering number. And I want to say it was like 73% of people are $1,000 away from like
being homeless.
Being homeless, essentially.
It is wild, dude. And so with the stimulus being given to their economy, we're not sure, or to their people, we're not sure if they're going to actually put that into their economy. We're not sure if they're actually going to buy homes. Like, imagine if all that stimulus in the United States that came, if we just put it in savings and didn't invest it.
And didn't put it in crypto.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
dude, I remember when stimmies hit, dude, that stuff was so cool. And yeah, we saved it, but at the same time, like, there's shit we got to buy. We're adults.
Yeah.
My thing is, why don't they set up deals with businesses to give vouchers instead?
Well, I guess it would be because you're trying to help the broad market. And if you were to help one company or another, it'd kind of be this gray, illegal area or
No, just where
favoritism at the
everybody
very
accepts
least.
it.
A voucher for maybe food?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Or again, too, we have to understand this is China. So they're really trying to fix their real estate.
Right.
Their real estate is something like 70% of China's market. It's crazy. It's a huge percent, definitely a majority. So that's what they're trying to fix because that's what they've messed up on the most. I also think, though, eventually you have to get away from that. You cannot always be a 70% real estate economy without.
It's tough, though, because it's not just that China just doesn't own real estate in China. They own real estate in Australia. They own real estate in America. They own real estate everywhere, especially in like Africa, where countries, China would come in and, oh, we can develop. Give us this money. You know what I'm saying? And we'll take over. And then they just bought up all the real estate in the area, commercial and residential. And so now it's just like, yeah, half of their economy is propped up on this real estate thing. And it's like, it can only last for so long. You know what I'm saying? You can only have so much of the market and demand a certain price for so long before it crumbles,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's going on with China. If you look at any Chinese stock, like Baba, you look at even Neo, it's just boom. Like,
oh shit,
boom. Like, bro, when they announced stimulus, just dummy, just all money straight into
they
Baba.
just announced it. They haven't released anything, right?
I don't think they've released anything yet. I could
should have bought it. Should have bought into the China market, bro.
I did.
You did?
I bought Baba. I have Neo. So I continue to average down very slow on Neo. But my first buy, like some of my buys for Neo were in the 40s, like $40 to $20.
Holy shit.
And Neo right now is at $7. But let me be clear. My average for Neo is $9. So yeah. I'm almost break even now. I feel pretty good about it. And this was my thought. I was eventually trying to see this like squeeze and break out, and that's what we got, which is really cool. And I bought this while I want to say it was like 80 to 70. That was my range for Baba. So I'm doing very well right now. And I knew all I had to do was really wait, because the business model for Baba is the same as Amazon.
Right.
Right. And they're copying a lot of what Amazon does, even their web services. Right. Now, it's not as broad, it's not as global, but it is the same business. So I think that's going to do very well. All we need to do is see China's market as a whole just become a little bit more stable.
Yeah. Did you ever think about ever living abroad? I know you
I
went
mean, I lived in the UK for 2 years,
in the UK, yeah.
and I
But
debated like staying there. Like, I thought about it. I'm never against moving away from like family or friends. Like, I'll make new ones is kind of how I view it.
yeah,
Um, but after being outside the United States and inside the UK, I could never live in the UK. Specifically, I don't think I could ever live in a country where English isn't the primary language either. I really struggle with other languages. I've taken other languages in high school to try to learn, but I'm bad with them. I don't know, something I struggle with. So probably not. But if I did, it would probably be somewhere in Europe.
yeah. You think like Sweden or Norway?
Yeah, those wouldn't be off the table.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm married, so I don't think living in Sweden or Norway would help me.
You could
But
run away
like,
from your problems, right? Wait for
but
the kids to
like,
get older.
yeah.
Peace.
I think for me, uh, you know, I've heard good things about those countries. Also, like, believe it or not, like Thailand, everything seems pretty affordable. Same with like the Philippines and whatnot. Seems pretty affordable. I don't know about Japan or China. I don't think China, because
Yeah.
it's kind of socialistic and whatever, and that's not my thing. But I think Japan, maybe. You
You
know, I
know,
I'd like to experience these places.
here's
You
the
know,
thing that I just thought of this now. So, like, maybe a new thought that's not super correct. But when you're in school, you vibe with the students, right? You don't necessarily like the teacher. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, right? And that's who I'm considering as like the leader. So, and it's like that for your job too. Like, I had jobs where the bosses sucked, but I loved who I worked with and I never worried about it. Loved every day of my job because I didn't really deal with the higher up. So, I think in China, yes, their leadership is batshit, but the people seem pretty cool. I
yeah,
might be able to vibe with the Chinese people if I could learn to speak Mandarin or whatever,
yeah.
you know?
Fadi says, "Come to the Czech Republic. Beer
Beer
is
is
cheaper than
cheaper than
water."
water.
Yeah,
I'd be down to visit. I don't know if I would move to the Czech Republic.
yeah.
Maybe.
Like I
I've
have
got to live
family.
there for a
I
bit.
have family that's from Croatia
That might be nice.
that still live there, and from what I've seen, like red sandy beaches and shit like that, like it looks really great. I would like to go
Yeah.
there, but unfortunately, like we're American, like we don't travel abroad. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
I don't think either. Like, a nice red sandy beach sounds amazing, and it is. You wake up to that on a vacation and you're jealous. You're like, I wish I could do this every day.
Yeah.
But if you live there, you might wake up to the sandy beach, but then immediately go to your office and sit in front of your desk in your office for 8 hours. You don't see the sandy beach. Like, what? That's not making you happier, right?
I'd make pizza.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could make pizza, and as long as there's a window view, you might be
Right,
all right.
right. Window view are good.
Yeah. Or just
Yeah,
plans later on to like go to that beach and do something would
yeah.
get me through the day.
So they're saying with the port thing, that they don't want automation.
Yes.
But to me, that's like it's problematic, right? Because you,
Well,
you could
the
see the industry going it makes sense for it to go that direction, correct?
Of course, from the business standpoint, you'll make more money. You don't have to pay, increasing wages to these people who aren't happy with inflation when it comes, right? Like, your robot that you bought last year for $1,000, now that inflation went up 5x or whatever the hell it is, that robot doesn't cost you 5x more. You already bought him,
Right.
right? Whatever that robot is, whether it's an automated truck or whether it's a computer system, software, whatever. But a human being, that same human yesterday, that's actually aging and getting worse at their job, you have to pay more.
Pay insurance, pay this,
And
that, and the
insurance.
other. Like the thing is that if this is a dumb business decision, and that's fine, but give them what they want now. But if I was a business person, come, talk to the next time. Take this whole time to R&D and buy the equipment and everything like that, and just replace everybody.
Dude, I think that's where it's going to go.
Right.
I think that's where it's going. There was already the stock guy I watched, shout out to Trading Fraternity. He showed like a TikTok, and it was just this guy, and he's just like, check out this port. This is one of the largest ports, and he's just kind of slowly scaling, showing
Yes.
all
I
the
saw that
automation.
same thing.
Yeah, because it blew up, right? And he's just like, all of this used to be filled with people 5-10 years ago. And he's like, look at it. He's like, none of those moving vehicles have people in them. So it makes sense that people would be upset with that. Obviously, those are their jobs.
Well, it's just business. At the end of the day, it's like,
It's just business to the businessmen. It's not just business to the people working.
well, I know,
That's
because
their
they've been doing
livelihood.
that all their life, right? I
Right.
mean, dude, I got displaced 3 times at the same factory, man. And
Yep.
it does suck, but the thing is like, if I was just a straight factory guy, that would be a problem. Like, because then it's like, well, then I got to move on to the next factory or whatever. These port workers don't have shit behind them. Like
if they don't have that job,
that's
what is
their
their
life.
backup?
Right. That's their life, right?
Yep.
So it just goes to show you, have something in your back pocket, man, whether it be a degree or some sort of formal training or something else you can rely on than what you're doing right now. Don't put everybody will tell you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's what that means. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it, but I do feel for those people. Like, automation is one of those things, especially in our generation, that we're going to have to get around as far as how we view it. Because when we think of automation, we think of they took our jobs. That's what you think of. You think of less jobs for America, failing economy, like that's horrible. While you have one business or 3 businesses or whatever, however globalized it becomes, just going skyrocketing profits to the moon. So the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, that sort of thing. And that's a scary environment. I mean, I am not a worker there at all. Don't plan to be. Don't care, right? But I feel bad when I see like, oh, this was filled with employees and now they're not. And then they're also like, the employees that are here don't feel like they're being paid fair enough. And the answer being, well, screw you, I'll just get a robot to do it, seems very polarizing. You feel like you don't matter.
Oh, for sure. But the thing is, like, look at all the people in cybersecurity right now. Dude, you're gonna be phased out within the next 5-10 years. You know that.
Yep.
Cybersecurity is done. Like, they'll be writing
AI
scripts.
can
AI's writing
easily
scripts.
take over coding, right?
Correct.
Easily, which I think it should take over coding. The amount of times that there's been errors and days and weeks spent on coding errors is like such a waste of money. And it's so simple.
Right.
Now, people creating new code, people being creative, I like that. People can be creative. Robots can kind of be creative, right? Like, you can give it a bunch of data, give it AI, and let it run through cycle after cycle after cycle.
Right.
And after a while, it'll eventually output something different. But I think if you give people the creative jobs, that's what makes me happy anyways. When I can go to a job and just like free think and like develop something new, like that sounds way more fun than the monotonous, like, put A into B, put A into B, and do that every day for hours. And you're just, my brain is numb. I am dumb. I don't think about anything. And that's what these people are. They've been moving parts from ship A to ship B, or port A to port B, for years, doing nothing else. Right. And their brain is like, this is what I do. I cannot do anything else. What do you mean you've taken this away? What do I do?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's not really their fault. I don't think it's their fault.
Not. Nobody really. I mean, if you were to tell me this like 20 years ago, I would have thought you were in fantasy land, right? Like, this shit's fantasy land stuff. But stuff we were talking about 30 years ago, one day, these
Robots
things are going to take all of our jobs, right? Like, these robots, and everything's going to be robotic.
There'll be flying cars and
flying cars and shit like that, right? Like, it's like, okay, yeah, that's way far off. It's always way far off, right? It's always in the distance
until
it's right there.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, I didn't plan for this. Well, for the past 30 years, we've been talking about it. Like, just
can't be
you
me.
don't think it's going on,
me.
Doesn't mean it's not. But yeah, IT stuff like that,
Dude, Snack, I was just looking. I haven't checked like Snack or meme coins in forever. I was expecting to just, log in and be down a bunch. And I checked it this morning,
You all
and
right?
Snack's kind of up. Now, if we're being a little bit more realistic / pessimistic, we could see we're right here. We got a lower high, kind of throw that out, and then we got lower high, lower high. So could be trending, but it kind of just looks flat for the
You know
most
what?
part.
You know what it is, right?
What?
October.
October. What about October?
Up. October.
Is that a crypto thing?
Crypto is saying October.
Okay.
That's what everybody's saying.
We'll see. Coinbase had one hell of a run the other day.
Yep.
While Bitcoin wasn't moving. So don't know how, but
Base.
crypto.
Base.
Yeah.
Everything on base. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Clays. Have you
Clay.
got?
Let's see.
you
Wait, did
anything?
those get airdropped to us? Or did we have
Oh.
to do something?
I don't know.
Did I have to do something? Because I wasn't here.
Oh my God.
Is it how do I even view my thing? Here we go. Oh, I'm not even sharing. Okay.
That's a Trump, bro. Let's go.
I think I got airdropped that, or I made a bad decision while being high one night. Because I don't remember that. Ken's mystery egg. I did buy those, didn't I? Why am I so dumb, dude?
Ben.
What is this shit?
Ben from Bad
Make
Fox,
ADA
man.
great again. What are these coins?
Yeah.
EDOT. Why didn't I sell my EDOT? What is going on with this wallet? I don't ever want to look at this wallet again. What is this? Smart market?
What are those?
Dude, what?
Did you just get dumped a bunch of shit or what?
I must have. Okay, so there's my one clay. Buds? Do buds have coins?
Buds had coins, yeah.
This is an unknown ones though, so is that? I don't know.
It's on
I do have a space bud though.
yeah. I'm gonna check, make sure it's not like a scam coin or anything like that.
Yeah, where are my other clays?
Is it because you're baking them?
Nothing's listed, right? I wouldn't list my clay. Bro, where? Is this the right wallet? Let me go to my other wallet.
See, I don't know if clays are dropping or what.
What about derp apes? What? Where are my clays, bro? Man, this is not the kind of content I want to see right now. 0 clays and a wallet full of clays. How do I switch? Check Eternal. Come on, Eternal. It's got to be in here somewhere.
If you locked it, it's locked.
If I locked it, it's locked.
Yeah, it's locked.
Noob. Called
Yeah,
me a
did you
noob.
not lock one of them?
I locked all of them except for the one that I saw. So that makes sense, I guess. Wait. Oh, okay. 0. I was like, how are these 103? Do you remember these two? The
What?
NFT couples?
No.
It was like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe wife, husband. They tried to make NFTs.
And that happened?
It happened, and then they left after like 2 weeks. They were like here and gone real quick.
That's how it all gets done.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. Like that's with your significant other. Like that'd be so cool to do with your significant other, and then gone.
Dunzo.
Son Clay wallet. Okay. Fadi, do you get airdropped the clays if you're baking or if you're locking? Or do I need to do a transaction? Let me see. Let me go back to this. Yes, we might get it this week. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't, like a Thursday randomly that I had to log in, donate 5 ADA to get a picture of a clay animated person.
Somebody said, watching pool.pm, waiting for unrevealed Bake Nation airdrop.
That's supposed to be today? Maybe it's just one of
Oh,
those.
no,
on its
that's
way.
2021. Never mind.
Dude, how's the Titans? Up to 385 floor.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Nice.
Doing really good. Oh, shit. Hey, I got to go.
Yep.
I'm going to be
I actually
late.
got to go too, so not bad.
I can't believe it's only been 30 minutes.
I know, dude. I know. We're going to have, we'll have Stag on next week. It'll be a full one, right? You got time at 3
I'm
p.m.?
hoping so. Yeah.
Okay.
At 3.
Cool. Well, all right, guys, we're going to have Stag on. They said they're going to do a bit of a marketing push, and they did tell me that they'd be having at least like an NFT or two to give away too. So, stop by the stream next week. We'll have some goodies to give away, and you'll be able to check out everything that Stag's been working on for like the last year or whatever. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Appreciate you, Clean. Hope you have a good day at work. And remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. Here to make more money so we can spend more time with them. Till next time. Peace.